Hello guys, welcome to a new video about Java programming. Today we have a problem and let's get started. The problem is to implement a program that directs a cashier how to give change. The program has two inputs, the amount due and the amount received from the customer. Display the dollars, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies that the customer should receive in return in order to avoid runoff errors. The programmer user should supply both amounts in pennies, for example, 274 instead of 2.74. Okay guys, so this is the program that I have finished for this problem. You can see that I have finished all the parts and I had a tester that works. Now I'm gonna redo it for you guys again. So the first step is to click on chapter 4 and create a new class like usual. And you can give any name you want. In this case I'm gonna give it a name called give change. Don't forget to type it wrong like I did, and mark public static void. And now that's the basic program that's gonna give you. As you can see in the problem, it told you to give the program user two inputs to put in there. So that means we need to use scanners. So in order to use scanners, we need to use import. So how do we use import to put scanner in there? We need to do import java.util scanner. And don't forget to capitalize S. And now the next step is the actual scanner itself. So we're gonna do scanner in. In this case, in is just a variable, and scanner is its type. It's like int and double. And this equal isn't the mathematical equal you would think of. This equal means the things that's gonna be next is put in the value of in. So in means new scanner and parentheses system.in. So in means this new scanner that's gonna be created. Now after we do it, we're gonna put in constants. So in this case, the constants are the conversions between pennies and other currencies such as dollars. So you're gonna see me in writing in there final, and the reason it's final is because constants cannot be changed. It's not like a magic number appeared out of nowhere. Constants are the values that have finals, so that means it could not be changed. And the reason I use int is because the conversions of the values are ints. They're not floating numbers, they're not doubles. And I'm gonna write final int pennies per dollar equals 100, and this underline pennies underline dollar just is a name for a variable. And I'm gonna write again final int pennies quarter equals 25, and so on for dimes and. Okay guys, so you can see on screen I already put the other two examples in there. Final int pennies dime equals 10 and final int pennies nickel equals 5. So the next step is really crucial. So I'm gonna show you guys what does the scanner look like it's when it's completely finished. So we're gonna put system.out.print lane, because and this is a string because this string is gonna tell the user what to put in there. So in this case I'm gonna put enter a amount due like the question asks, and the next step is really the real scanner. I'm gonna create a variable. In this case I'm gonna put int amount due equals to int equals to in.next int and parentheses. So this means the value that I put in for the scanner equals the amount due, and for the second part I just do the same thing, system.out.print lane, and don't forget the quotation marks, enter a amount received, and do the same thing but just use a different variable. In this case I'm going to put amount received, and and equals to in dot next int and parentheses and semicolon. So the next step is to create a variable. In this case, I'm going to call result because this is the final result you're going to get. This variable would relate it to every result you'll get for each of the conversions that you will get later. So this result equals to the amount received minus the amount that is due. Because this is a change, so it's amount received and minus the amounts due, because changes works like that. And also don't always type it wrong, cause it is bad for you to type it wrong, because you would waste a lot of time if you have much typos like me. And the next part is to create constants such as int dollars to do the conversions. So int dollars equals to result, the variable that we created up there, divided by the pennies per dollar, which is 100. So what would this give us? So this equation will give us how many dollars that there are that for the number that the user had created. And next step, we're going to create result equals to result, and do this. This symbol means the remainder that's going to have if result divided by the pennies per dollar. So in this case, it's going to represent numbers that could not be converted to smaller units. So I'm going to just put pennies per dollar there, and that's it. And so on for the other ones, like for quarter, just put int quarters equals to result divided by pennies per int per quarter, sorry. And I'm gonna skip for this part. Okay guys, as you can see, I already put the rest of the program on there, and in this case I typed it wrong. I put change because of the result is actually changed, so I have to change it again, so sorry guys. But that's it of the program conversion between each other. So I'm gonna change it real quick, and yeah. And next step is to print actual strings that's gonna represent to the user the actual value. So yeah, we're about to wrapping up, and let me just change this real quick. Sorry. And yeah, so the next step is to do system.out.println and do whatever you want here. I would say these are the results, these are the changes, and I'm gonna put a quotation mark here. I'm gonna say system.out.println and say in quotation marks dollars and quotation mark. And I'm gonna say plus here because string would use a plus sign, not a mathematical plus sign, a general plus sign to connect with numbers. So I'm gonna put the variable dollars, and yeah, and I'm just gonna copy it from the next project because it's the same thing for the rest. Dollars, quarters, dimes, nickels. You just put quarters, dimes, nickels in quotation marks and plus the actual variable that you put in. So I'm gonna just do it real quick. Okay, welcome back. So we already finished the program here, and just we got it to check is there any errors that you have made. So in my case I didn't, so I'm gonna test it right now. I'm gonna press run and press run as and press Java application and press OK here and press proceed, and it's gonna show enter amount due. I'm gonna write 1,111 pennies, and I'm gonna say 1,120 pennies for amount received, and it's gonna show here. Oh, sorry, I clicked it away. So I'm gonna redo it again. So now, but I know it works because I already tried it. So this time I just use a different one. 1,130 and 1,150. So you're gonna see it's gonna be 4 nickels, and there are 5 nickel, 5 pennies in each nickel, and they're 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. So apparently I did this program right, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time on Java application and Java programming solving. Thank you guys. See you.